Welcome in. I hope I'm still texting a link to a friend here. Let's see. Yes. All right. This is great. What's up, guys? I'm here hanging out. Drinking some beer, eating some Taco Bell. All right, now I can come back over here. And I will get this text message from myself. Yes, and then I can go copy that link and send that to my buddy. All right. Yes, sir. All right, food time. Taco Bell is so fucking good. Especially when it's free. Won't pay for it. That's the jam right there. No, you're not getting any of my Taco Bell. I'm sorry. No, no, sit down. Down. Down all the way. Stay there. Doggo wants food, and Doggo's not getting any food. So. There's the man, the myth, the legend. How you doing, sir?
Rod, there, my man David. How the hell are you, my man?
I'm good. I'm using that cozy you sent me.
What's that? I heard that. Yes, sir.
Cheers
Yeah,
to
I hear
you.
you. I hear you. Cheers, brother.
How you been, dude?
Oh man, shit, working like a fucking dog, brother.
Yeah. How's those loads treating you?
Pretty good, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, man. They've been. I'm not on one this week. Cause I've been the past 2 fucking weeks has been nuts. I mean, I even have been home, so it's been rough. So they told me take this week off or just do your local. I said, all right.
I was about to ask you if you were still doing what you were doing last week, or if you're back to local only.
Well, they asked me could I do it for a couple of weeks, and I said that's fine. I said I don't mind doing it for a couple of weeks because when me and you talked, last week or whatever,
You were
I
doing good.
said, yeah, I said, well, I can do a couple of weeks, but I mean the money's good, but man, the time home is more valuable to me. You know what I'm saying?
Same.
So I told him I was like, can I, my boss was really good to me. He said, dude, you've been working your ass off too. He said, just take next week. We'll just run you local. And he said, hell, won't be no big deal. I said, that's fine with me. But apparently they done renewed the contract for another 3 months. So I'm like, fuck.
Well, grab that cash if you can.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, shit's about to get real. People don't fucking think it's coming, but
Bro, why do you think me and my buddy are getting out of Antifa-ville over here?
I'm telling you, how's that fucking going up there, man? I've been watching the news here lately, man. Dude, it's a fucking ride up there, ain't it?
I'll tell you this, dude. I've never been in so many altercations. Like you, I don't know if you know, I'm a little guy, so I'm easy. People think that I'm like fuckable because I went to the store the other day and I had the dog with me, and we go into the store. I mean, I can see it outside my window. It's right there. So we go to the store all the time to get the dog a treat, and the dude in front of me, he starts freaking the fuck out. And he's like, go ahead of me, go ahead of me. I'm like, no, bro, I'm just here to talk to the owner, get the dog a treat, no big deal. Like, I know the owner. The owner almost hired me to like work at his spot. And he's like, no, go ahead. And I'm like, no, bro, I'll just leave. Like, I'll come back, no big deal. So I stand outside and wait. Well, he comes outside, damn near trips over the dog, like coming at me. And I'm just like, what the fuck? And then he says some shit and I say some shit. And I'm just like, bro, like, please leave. Like, I don't want anything. I don't want to deal with you. And then he pulls something out of his pocket because he sees that I have my 15-inch Bowie knife on me, which I didn't pull it. I just had it on my hip for an obvious good reason. Pulled something out of his pocket, so I pulled my knife, and he thought better of a dude and backed the fuck off.
Yeah, he didn't want that smoke, did he?
Dude, fuck, bro. I wouldn't want this smoke, and I own this thing. I wouldn't want this.
Now that's a knife. That's a knife. But I'm glad you're getting out of there, man. When you said you was moving to Arizona, I was like, well, I'm hoping everything works out for you, brother. I really do.
If for whatever reason I can't get to that, I got this one in my back pocket. So
you need to get your little old 380, man, to put on your side. That's when you get ready, you just say Raj and just give them the 1-2.
380, 9 mil, son.
Yeah, I got one of those too, but I got a little 380 I keep in my work truck and then my personal truck. You know, it's a little small, it's compact, and you can just give them the Raj. Just give them the 1-2, one good time.
And so that has a 13-round mag in it with one in the chamber, so that's 14, and then a 19-round mag on my hip.
Yeah, them little 380s, I got it. Believe it or not, it's a little. People think it's a 380s, whatever, but it's little like they look like little 22 shells. You know what I'm saying? They're not that big, and I know that one 380 I got, it holds, I think, like 18.
Yeah.
So I mean, if you can get 18 rounds off in about 2 seconds, I mean that, you know what I'm saying? You can fuck somebody up quick.
Oh, it'll make you think fucking the reason everyone's like, oh, look at this fucking crazy ass person with all these fucking weapons. I'm like, it's fucking downtown Portland, so it's a damn near necessity to be carrying this stuff. And especially if you're a chick, man, I am a huge advocate of girls going and getting their concealed carry so they can carry around at least a little 38.
Well, I can go ahead and tell you right now. I mean, a lot of people know this story. I don't think you do. But hell, man, dude, I was shot 3 fucking times about 15, 18 years ago. Trust me, it don't feel good. Mm-hmm. I mean, trust me.
No, it don't feel good.
Yeah, I was at the wrong spot at the wrong time, brother, and shit hit the fan, and your boy here got wiped up 3 times. Trust me, it's not nice.
Well, and I also carry pepper spray and a taser with me at night when I'm out walking, because dude, there's people that they'll come into the building and they'll fall asleep in our hallway, and I had to light some dude up with the pepper spray the other day, dude. Fuck, you want to talk about fucked up?
Jeez, man, I'm glad you're getting that fuck out of there, man. Yes. I know a couple months ago when that shit was happening. Sorry about that. We were sitting there watching TV, and I told my wife, I said, look at this shit over here. And I said, yeah. And she said, yeah, this shit's crazy. I said, yeah. I said, David lives up there. She said, DJ Dave, the one you talk to all the time? I said, yeah. She said, Jesus Christ. I said, yeah. And she was like, how's he fucking standing up there? I was like, I don't know, but apparently he's moving to Arizona or whatever. And she said, well, she said, well, good luck. She says, because that fucking place up there is fucking crazy, man.
It burned to the fucking, dude. It'll burn to the ground. Like, they'll wreck. Here's what they're going to do, dude. They're so fucking liberal up here. Is they're going to tax the shit out of all the rich fucking people here, because rich people are apparently, according to them, are fucking evil. So they're going to tax all the rich people out. And then it's going to become fucking Detroit, bro. It's going to turn into fucking Detroit in 10 years.
Of course. Yeah. Detroit's a fucking shithole anyway, so I mean.
But Detroit used to not be the shithole. Detroit used to be fucking Ford rich. They used to have all the fucking money. And then what happened? Started taxing the shit out of them, and Ford fucking left.
Yeah.
Fucking overseas.
See, that's the fucking problem that's going on right now, is people don't realize that us blue collar workers, the ones who do what we have to do to make a living, you know, and even below us. I mean, you know, you got your bartenders, your waitresses. I mean, you got your cooks or whatever. I mean, it's hurting us so fucking bad to the point to where it's getting desperate times, man. And
people think throwing money at problems the issue, like they're going to throw more money at the issue, and that is the opposite of what solves problems. Because
exactly,
because greed is a fucking thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna text old Selene Driver, see if he'll. I'll send you his number. That dude right there, me and him are like you. We can talk about this all day long, man, and it's just. This is what I like to talk about. People say, I don't want to talk about politics. I don't want to talk about this. But, dude, I do. Because you know what?
I don't mind
these people need to – there's people out there need to understand what's going on out there.
I just don't like my buddies that I do my podcast with, they're both more liberal than I am. I'm definitely the most conservative of all three of them. And I'm just like, as long as we can have – like, we've had conversations on the podcast about stuff like this before. And I'm like, as long as y'all can realize that, like, I'm a human being too. Like, my views don't make me a dehumanized person. And they're like, well, no. And I'm like, well, see, some of America doesn't feel that way because of who I voted for in 2016 and in 2020. I'm like a Nazi. And I'm just like, as long as you guys don't, like, you can at least, like, and my buddy's like, I always pegged you as more of a libertarian than a Republican. I was like, that's true. I don't identify as a Republican because I think people, when they hear Republican, they think it's tied to the church really, really hard, and that's like not my main thing when it comes to politics. Is not religion. Like, yes, I believe in God. Yes, I believe in the Bible, but like my religion isn't tied to my politics.
Yeah, well, see, you know, down here in the South, it's a lot different than way up there in the Northwest, you know, and
the South is very religious, and their religion is tied to their politics. Like,
right. That's what I'm saying. I mean, it's bad, man. Like, there's some people that can get out here and say what they want to and do what they want to, and it's crazy, man.
Just like happened with the Biden, he just now put to where trans people can compete in the, like, for against who they identify as. So, like, men who identify as women can go compete against women. And I'm just like, you're going to fuck around and get a girl killed. Oh, like, you're going to, I'm telling you, man, I see it happening, especially in wrestling, like women's wrestling. If men can compete against women in wrestling, he's going to get somebody killed.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about, man, the thing about it is, though, man, there's so much shit going on today. People want to be, you know, gender equality and this and that or whatever. And I don't know, man. It's to the point where you just throw your fucking hands up and just say, I don't know what the fuck to do anymore.
That's the thing, is there's nothing you can do, man. There's nothing you can do. It's already happening. The movement's already spread. So
I just don't, honestly, man. I mean, shit, man. We've talked several times, and it's just to the point to where you get to know people, and you get on the same page with people, and you realize where they're coming from, and it's like, I mean, I see it here in the South. I mean, people say, what do you mean you see it? I see it every day driving a truck, man. I mean, I see it every fucking day. And it just kind of, I don't know, man. It's to the point to where, like, you get just tired of talking about it. Just
Well, because
you do your thing, I do my thing, and whatever.
yep, and I am very much I will not infringe on your rights. I won't say that you can't identify as whatever you want to do or can't do this or can't, as long as you don't try to take away my rights. Because I like how these people are like, oh, don't offend me. Don't fucking offend me. My safe space, this, that, and the third. I'm triggered. And then they literally want to like do what they preach. Like they want to quote unquote offend us by taking away our Second Amendment rights by not having gun restrictions. And I'm just like, excuse me, that offends me. That offends me when you try and tell me that shit.
Well, what pisses me off the most is like, and you hear me get on these streams and talk about this and that, whatever. Okay, I got home today. I clocked in around 3 o'clock this morning. I got off around 11:15, 11:30 in the morning,
Mm-hmm.
and came home before
Are you in Central Time Zone or Eastern Time Zone?
I'm in Eastern Time Zone.
Okay.
And got home before I even did, the shit shower and shave thing. I want to make me some lunch, so my mother-in-law was upstairs, and with my daughter or whatever, and we was talking. I made me a damn Salisbury steak supper from the old freezer, and we're sitting there, just talking. We was watching the news. Now they talking about double masking and the triple masking, and now they talking about if you don't get your COVID vaccine card, you may not get your stimulus. And I was thinking double masking, triple mask. I'm like, what the fuck else do you want from us?
Yeah,
I mean, it's like hoarding sheep in the corrals. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when I mean that, I'm a good old Southern boy. I grew up on a 2,900 acre farm with about 42 other cousins, brothers, and sisters. Okay, well, aunts and uncles and everybody lived on the farm, and I can remember as a kid and a teenager growing up, and they did that. They hoarded certain sheep and pigs in corrals. You got your small ones, your big ones, and the ones they're going to execute, the ones they're going to kill.
Man, I don't.
And to me, that's what I think. That's what they're trying to do. They're hoarding us into corrals.
They're trying to see. They're trying to see what they can get away with. Like
Exactly.
Everyone's like, "Oh, I can't wait for this shit to go back to normal." I'm like, "Is it really ever? Like, is there gonna be a thing called a high five ever again?" Like,
well, hell, man, I had around here it's normal. I mean, I live 15 minutes from downtown Athens, Georgia. I mean, I live in Statham, Georgia, and I don't have the time to do the work. Um, I try to do what I can. I mean, I've cut down trees and try to do what I can around here, but the big ones I can't do because I don't have the time. Plus, I don't have the experience of dropping these big motherfuckers where they need to go to not hit my house. But here, everybody that's come over here and does yard work for me, shit, man, they shake my hand. I give them a check, cash, and hell, they do the work. They go about their way.
not here, bro. Not here.
I mean, it's been fine. Hell, I just had a guy come here. I think maybe about 4 o'clock this afternoon. I got this huge ass fucking pine tree that's leaning over the goddamn house. It scares the fuck out of me. He knocked on the door and I let him in. I said, "Wipe your feet off right there. You got muddy boots." I said, "No, I don't want my wife bitch at because it's mud on the carpet." But he come back there and he looked at it and he says, "I'll drop it right now for $400." I said, "Raj," I said, "Let me go get the cash." And about 2 hours later, the summits was dropped. I was like, all right.
Here, people will wear masks in their car. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
I know, that's how it is here, man. We saw a woman the other day in fucking Dollar General parking lot wearing a fucking mask in her car, and I'm like, take the fucking mask off.
If I'm not getting paid to wear one, or if I'm not in a store somewhere where I legally have to wear one or I can't go in the store, I mean, I could be one of these bitches and be like, "Oh, I have a medical condition, blah 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 blah," but I'm not gonna do all that.
No.
I'm just gonna put it on, go get my shit, and take it off. But if I'm just walking, outside, I'm not wearing a mask. I had some lady at the dog park the other day. She's like, "You need a mask on, sir." And I'm like, "No, I don't." And she's like, "Oh, you mean by law?" And I'm like, "Yeah, by law, I don't need to wear a mask. Thank you."
Yeah. I'm telling you, man. Oh, I made a video on my channel. Did you see? I don't know if you watched it, but did you here in Georgia? So you got Six Flags. Six Flags they're going to open their park on the week of Slob Olympics. Um, they're going to open it March, I think, March 5th or 6th or whatever. And you have to make a reservation, right? And
Yeah,
on top of that, you got to have your COVID card.
that you got vaccinated.
And on top of that, you got to wear your mask inside the park. How fucking asinine is that, brother?
I believe it.
So you're going to tell me that you have to make a reservation, but you got to have your card and you're good, but you still got to wear your mask.
Yep. If you got a COVID,
I mean, how stupid is that? It's like, I'm not saying this to be rude. I'm not saying this to be mean. You might as well just put the star on your hand like they did back in the day. I mean, that's what it's getting boiled down to. And if you have not watched the Five Finger Death Punch video, Living a Dream, you're not American. Watch that video, and I'm telling y'all, that's what this country's boiled down to right now. That's the best thing I've seen in years. And Raj, telling you, that's American way right there. Them fucking dudes have been pumping out music for years, and you can't deny what they put out. It's fucking great.
I don't know. I don't know, man. And that's the thing is, I watch all these old movies and I just see what America used to be, and I'm just like, man, how far have we not come? Like we haven't advanced. In my opinion, we haven't advanced. We've gotten worse.
Dude, I'm not saying this to be rude. I'm not saying this to be a dick. Dude, I'm telling you, man. 55 to 60% of my friends are black. I'm not that way. I've never been that way my entire life. And that's the thing that pisses me off when I come into strange people talk about, oh, you're a good old boy. How long? Get the fuck out with that shit. You know why? Because when I meet people, you know what I'm saying, and I judge them by, you got your parents and the way they talk and all, but are you a good person?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And but I'm telling you, man, it gets to the point to where you just get so sick and tired of being stereotyped. It's like, I'm not that way. Never been that way.
Yeah.
My wife, all my friends can tell you, I like you. I like you. It ain't because of your skin color. Okay.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, man, what happened the 8 years prior to Trump being elected set race relations back 100 years, brother.
I believe that. But Obama didn't do anything for black people, in my opinion. But
I mean, it set everything back. Everything we ever worked for, everything we ever came together for, it got destroyed. It was just the sense of entitlement, and I just don't get it, man. Because you know what? We all, at the end of the day, I cut my hand, you cut your hand. Guess what that blood is? It's red.
yeah,
We all the same, brother. Why in the fuck can we not realize that?
because there's just this. It's just like now. It's February. It's Black History Month. Morgan Freeman said it best. He's like, when's White History Month? And I think it was Mike Wallace was like, well, I'm Jewish, and he's like, okay, when's Jewish History Month?
It'll never happen.
It will never happen. And he's like, why are you gonna delegate or what does he say? He's like, why are you gonna restrict my history to a month? Morgan said it. Morgan Freeman. He's like, I'm gonna stop calling you a white man, and I'm gonna ask that you stop calling me a black man. That's how we stop. Like, you're a man. You're not a black man. You're a man. Race, the color, the amount of pigment in your skin really shouldn't fucking matter. But some black people make it matter more than some white people make it matter, and some white people make it matter more than some black people make it matter. I just think it's weird. I have never been one to be like, oh, I'm a white man. Like I'm just a man. I'm just a guy. I'm just a dude. I'm doing this YouTube thing, and yeah.
See, I'm the same way. Look, man, I've been driving truck for 20 goddamn years, man. Last September was 20 years for me. I have been all over. I have met some of the best fucking people in the world. You know what I'm saying? And me growing up on a farm, I was taught a lesson. And you always heard the story. Don't judge a book by its cover. I never do. You know what I'm saying? I got black friends that still wear their pants around their ass and do this, but I don't judge them. But you know what though? Every time I've needed a favor or something, they've helped me out. Mm-hmm. And guess what? Every time they needed me, I've helped them. They call me, I'll help them out. It don't matter. They good people to me. I know their wife. I know their mama. I know their kids. It doesn't fucking matter. I judge people on their character. It doesn't matter. Now, when you go into an interview and you dress like that, it's a different story these days because that's how it is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's just the world we live in.
I'll say this. I used to get my hair cut at a black barbershop, man. Those people care about their community. Because that's all.
Hell, you may not believe this. I take my son literally 10 miles up the fucking road to an El Nino barbershop. My son gets I get lined up.
Yeah, bro.
The dude goes in there and straightens my beard and trims it, gets all the white hairs out of it, slaps the damn razor to my head, and he cuts my son's hair too. Yeah. And they're good fucking people, man. I go in there and shoot the shit with, and what's bad is I get hooked up with them, and hell, they come paint my house, they come do this, they come do this. It's connections, man. It's good people. When you make a good relationship with people, it's a good time. You know what I'm saying? Drink some beer. You know what I mean?
All they do when they're in there, I went to this barbershop for three whole years. And every time I'm in the chair, all they're doing is talking about how somebody's mama's, just passed away, or somebody's auntie's in the hospital, and it's all, oh, you remember Chrissy from up the street? Yeah, her mama said, oh, shoot, her mama, no way. I remember she used to live over there. They all fucking remember, and they all know who everybody's talking about. And I'm just like, this is insane.
Right. Well, before I bought this house, the house I owned before, we grew out of it, and we was in the barbershop like you talking about. I wasn't in that shop that day, but I got a call from a guy named Angel, and he said, "Hey, are you Mr. Jesse?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Hey, I heard your house." I said, "Yeah." And so things worked out. They offered a cash offer. I took it. We got this one, and the dude came over here to my house to fucking to congratulate me on getting this house. Bought me some beer, and the dude ended up painting two of my bedroom, my son's and my wife's bedroom, or my son's and my daughter's bedroom. And he ended up doing the banister, and I hired him to come over here and do some other things. And the dude didn't charge me a goddamn thing, man.
Yeah, he's a good dude.
I mean, he didn't charge me nothing. I said, Angel, what do I owe you? He said, no, Mr. Jesse. He said, thank you for letting me buy your house. Yeah. And I was like, what do you mean, thank you for letting me buy? I was like, dude, you offered a cash offer. And I said, you offered like $20,000 more than what I was asking for. I was like, hell, man, I'm fine. And he was like, no, Mr. Jesse. He said, you don't understand. My family really needed this house. And I was like, Raj. I was like, all right, dude. And on top of that, like 2 weeks later, I needed some work done on my deck. And I called him. His brother come over here, charged me $25, man, for like 2 hours worth of work.
Not bad. That's not a bad day.
I mean, it's networking, man. It's called people person.
Well, it's just like me. I'm moving, and I got all this furniture that I don't need. So I got all this furniture for free. So it would be really scuzzy of me if I were to post all this shit online for like $100 a piece. So I'm just going around to people at the units that need it, and I'm just like, dude, you need a chair? Yeah, $10. Like, I don't care. Like, I literally paid nothing for it.
Well, it's what's funny. You're saying that when I bought this. When I looked at it for the first time, the house was fully furnished, and I came inside and I said, "Are these people still living here?" And my
Mm.
real estate agent goes, "No, they're stuck in the Netherlands." And I was like, "What do you mean?" They're like, "They're stuck out there on a church mission." And I was like, "Okay, are they going to be able to come back?" And they were like, "My real estate agent, well, they can come back for like, to sell the house and sign the papers, but they can't take anything over there." I was like, "Well, what the fuck am I going to do with all this stuff?" And so the dude was really good to me. He said, "Look, man, I'll not, whatever you want off the price, I'll pay the closing, I'll pay whatever." So we closed, bought the house. I called Angel, the Hispanic dude. I said, "Angel, you need some new furniture for that house?" He said, "Actually, yeah." I said, "Raj," I said, "come to the house," and he cleared this whole motherfucking house out, dude. I was like, "Take it all." I was like, "You can have it all, man," and it was free. Like
Yeah.
20 guys showed up over here and took every fucking
Oh,
thing out of the house, and I was like, "Great."
those guys. My mom, she knows one of those guys. She knows his sister, the restaurant that she owns, and him. That's her brother, is Jose. And man, anytime Jose needs help doing something, she's just like, this is insane. There's always just 3 pickup trucks and just a whole bunch of guys. Those people help each other out too, man. Everybody shows up because they're all related. I don't know if it's like this down there, but here, if you know a Mexican, I guarantee you know his cousin, his brother, his sister, and they all work and live in the same area. They don't ever get far from home. It's very rare you run into a Mexican that doesn't have any family in town. They all
Well,
know
see,
each other.
this, yeah, that's on this house. I live in a 2-story. It's 5 bedrooms, 2.5, 3 bath, and
Yeah.
I had all this shit. I had couches. I had living entertainment centers, no TVs. Of course, the guy that I bought the house from, his brother come and got the TVs and their clothes, but they left everything. It was like sheets, towels.
That's
Socks, and dressers, everything. I told Angel, I said, "You can have every fucking thing in this house. Get it out." And they took it all. Within 6 to 8 hours, the house was empty.
yeah.
And they didn't charge me a dime. I said, "Come get it." I mean, I'm telling you, man, it's networking and being a good person.
And it's
That's what
just,
people don't realize these days. It's relations, people relations. If you're a dick, you're a dick. You know what I'm saying? But if you're a good old boy like me and you can slide and talk to people,
well,
I mean, yeah, I just don't get it anymore.
it's just like me, dude, down here at this corner store, man. This corner, there was nothing here for like the first how many years I was in this area. Then all of a sudden, some dude rented it and he turned it into a nice little convenience store over here now. And I met the owner when he was like putting in the floor, putting up the like. This store was shit. This store was nothing. And I met the owner and he's like, "I'm gonna hire you to come work for me, and I'm gonna work you 60 hours a week. You're gonna come in when I was like, he's like, you want to work a 10 to 10?" And I was like, "Could I go earlier? I got something going on in the afternoon." He's like, "Fuck, man, I open at 4. You want to come in at 4?" I'm like, "Sounds good to me, dude." But this was before COVID hit, so he was like, so when he opened, because he was paying rent on the shit, so he's like, "I gotta open and at least make some of my money back. I can't just sit here not making money." But he's like, "I can't afford to hire you because I have no customer base right now." So he's like, "If you were staying, he'd be like, I'd be able to hire you in like a year." And I'm like, "Yeah, but I gotta go." He's like, "Well, if you ever
I
come,
know, man.
like if you ever come back and I'm still here, you got a job." I'm like, "That's dope."
Yeah, I know, man. Like I love my kids to death, man. And my wife, bless her heart, she went to school forever. She's got 2 degrees, and she is smart as hell. But on common sense, I don't even give her a penny on that one.
Common
But
sense ain't man.
my son, he's just not like me, man. Like when I was young, man, I was athletic. I played baseball, football, wrestling, everything. That's all I did. I eat, breathe the sports. Now he'll sit here and watch, Georgia football with me. But that motherfucker, dude, I love him to death, man. He don't want to do anything sports related. But yet, you can get him a a 6,000 piece damn Lego set, and somebody will have it together in about 2 days.
Yeah, that's just
You
his.
know, and I've been trying to push him toward that. You know, I'm like, son, go to school. He said, Daddy, I want to be an engineer. He said, I loved it. And he's like designing these waterways with these Legos, and he's got his bedroom set. I mean, it's like, fuck. I walk into his bedroom, and I'm like, I feel awkward, you know, because it's just shit everywhere. You know what I'm saying? He's like, I mean, he has like when you open the door, like he has shit to click his lights on and shit, and he has shit to do this, and I'm like, oh. When he wakes up, he has a string that comes across the bedroom, the cable running across another one, to pull in, opens his he pulls his blanket off of him. I said, "You a lazy son of a bitch," you know. But hey, that's what he wants to do, so I'm gonna push him that way. And if you know, I told him, I said, if you go to Georgia Tech, I said, just remember, if you ever say the hell with Georgia, I said, you ain't allowed back in this house there, Raj.
Right.
But no, it's all good, man. Like I said, I think we have to push our kids the way they want to go. And, you know, I was always pushed to go to sports and do this and do that. And I loved it. I actually fucking loved it. But ultimately, I ended up quitting school and driving a truck. But you know what? I make a good, you know, a good living, you know, so I can't complain.
Yeah, Raj in that.
Yeah, Raj there, sweet Faye. How are you there, kiddo?
Not too bad. How about you?
Oh, same old shit, different day.
Mine as
You know
well.
how it is. You
Um,
know how it is. A good old boy coming home from work and just sitting there talking to his friends.
Pizza woman, did you get snow?
Yeah, but I never got to see any of it.
Yeah. My buddy's down there right now, and he got snow. And I was like, snow in Arizona, crazy.
It's
Yeah,
a
that's gotta be
very
some shit
rare
out there,
occurrence.
ain't it?
Unless you're in Flagstaff.
Oh, yeah, if you're up north or in the mountains, it's not.
Yeah. My buddy's mom, she's got family in Flagstaff. They get snow. They get snow up there. But yeah, if you're not in the mountains, it's very rare.
I was gonna say, when you get snow in Arizona, isn't that way the fuck up north?
Usually.
Oh, Peanut Butter Heroes moving to Las Vegas. That's another desert. North Carolina to Vegas. You want to talk about cross country? You want to talk about different lifestyles?
Jesus Christ! Why you gonna move from North Carolina to
Wow.
Vegas?
That's a jump. That's a jump and a half. I'm just going across a couple states.
Yeah, I was gonna say you just going a couple hours down the road there, Hoss.
It's about a 20-hour drive.
Yeah, it ain't too bad. Take you about a 10-hour drive, and then get you a little siesta at a hotel. Get you a couple beers and a couple cocktails, and sleep about 8 hours, and get up and drive the other 10 hours, and
Okay.
you'll be there, Jim.
We're thinking about if we have enough people, because it's me and my group of friends. We're all moving down there together. It's just one big group. Just we got like me, my roommate, another guy, and like two other group of people. We got twins, twin brothers that are going to be moving in together, and we got two girls that are married to each other. They're moving down there. So I was like, if we have enough people, we can trade off and just do it straight. Like one person drive 10 hours, another person drive the other 10 hours. So we might be doing that because nobody wants to pay for a hotel, especially with all of us. Like, we just would rather.
Well, shit, just find you a damn Quality Inn or a Comfort Suites, man, for about $40. $40 for the night.
Yeah, or just find a nice little Walmart parking lot, park there for the night. Fuck it.
Yeah, there you go. Turn the heat up and let it ride.
I remember back in the day, my mom used to work for Walmart, and that was a primo spot for all the truckers coming down that freeway. They would pull in there and take a little siesta and be gone.
I pass by Walmart every day going to work, and there's probably 15, 20 trucks in that parking lot. And it says no truck parking, but they don't say nothing because I mean, literally, if you're out of hours, like seriously, if you're out of fucking hours, you have nowhere to go. They can't say nothing to you.
And what got them a lot of trucks is there was a Flying J trucking filling station right across the street. So truckers would come in there, fill up on a tank of gas, pull around the corner, park there at Walmart, and they're ready to go in the morning.
Well, a lot of those truck stops, man, they're filled up by 4 or 5 o'clock, 6 in the evening. I mean, hell, Trucker Tim, Slim Shady Canes, Catfish. I mean, everybody will tell you, man. They'll tell you. I mean, by 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, if you ain't at the truck stop, you ain't getting a spot.
Oh, I don't think this was an actual truck stop. It was just a trucker. Like they were a Flying J, so they had. My dad loved to go to the Flying J. They had room for those big rigs down there, so it wasn't no truck stop. It was just a place to go and get your gas filled for the trucks.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of truck stops you go into. There's not much parking. Now, Slim Shady Canes, he'll test with this because he lives up there. That damn Pilot in Memphis is the most fucking horrible truck stop I've ever seen in my life, besides the one here in Braselton, Georgia. Horrible. Fucking horrible. There's about maybe 12 to 15 parking spots for a truck. And it's just a goddamn absolute shit show.
Yeah, Raj, J-Dub.
Yeah, Raw is there, J-Dub. How you been, man? Long time no hear from, brother.
The world's largest truck stop is in Iowa.
In Iowa. Yep, Interstate 80.
Interstate 80 on the eastern half, and that thing it's almost a city.
Well, you know they got the Buc-ee's down here in Georgia now. There, J-Dub. Did you hear about that?
What's that?
I said they got the Buc-ee's down here in Georgia now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they got one down there in Warner Robins, and I think they're gonna get one down there close to Savannah. But that damn Buc-ee's in Warner Robins is a big son of a bitch, man. I went down there about 2 weeks ago, and I was like, Jesus Christ! I was like, that's a big fucking place.
Wait.
They said try your beaver nuggets and come on in and get you a hot cup of coffee.
Well, I-80 is the for those who are not familiar with the interstate system, that is the main east-west interstate in the United States. It connects San Francisco with New York if you go all the way. So it's like the northern version of I-10, and I don't know why Walcott, Iowa, and eastern Iowa is the place to. Well, I'll tell you a lot of the reason why is because the truckers fuel up in Iowa. The ones that are going eastbound fuel up in Iowa before they enter Illinois because the damn Illinois taxes are so high on the fuel.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's one reason they stop in there because of damn fuel.
Yeah.
How far does I-5 run all the way through? Does it run all the way through California into Mexico? I-5? I think it does.
I don't know. I'm not sure. And Des Moines is where 80 crosses 35, and 35 connects Minneapolis through Des Moines, Kansas City, Dallas, and then I think
35 splits, and 35 splits a long fucking ways. He goes.
Yeah.
Is Route 66 still a thing? Is that still around somewhere?
Yes.
I grew up a mile from Route 66. Once upon a time, your highways went through cities. The interstates were built to bypass them.
Now they go. We got a highway like that in Oregon.
Now, if you go through Springfield, there'll be these little brown and white signs. It's got the famous Route 66 badge on it. It'll say historic 66. So you can still. It's now 55, but you can still drive the historic route through the city of Springfield. It's 5th Street going one way and 6th Street going the other. And there's a couple of like museums and historic businesses. And if you see the movie Cars, the Pixar movie Cars, 2 of the still operating businesses in Springfield are represented in the movie Cars. They're given different names and just a tiny bit of a different look, but they're still there. One of them is my favorite place to eat breakfast or to eat lunch in the whole city, and that's the Cozy Dog, the official home of the corn dog. But they called it Walter Meyer, who opened Michael Walter Meyer, who opened the restaurant right after World War II, called it a Cozy Dog not a corn dog.
Mm.
And that's represented in the movie Cars. And oh my God, I used to eat there at least once a week for all the time I grew up. And when I go back home, that's my never miss stop.
Wow, that movie really brings back a lot of childhood memories to me.
Jesus Christ, I'm getting fucking old. Cars brings back childhood memories. Damn, J Dub.
Well, I mean, Cars. I mean, I was an adult obviously when the movie came out, but I mean, it's representing. You know, there's the one little hotel they stop in where the rooms are shaped like teepees. Well, that's an actual place in Oklahoma.
Mhm.
So there was a lot of they did a lot of what do you want to say?
Not the actual.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Homage.
that's
They
in
did like
Oklahoma. Yeah.
right. They did like an homage to Route 66 along the way.
Ooh, is it
Because
route or
technically,
is it route or
if you want to
route?
start on Route 66, if you're familiar with the show Married with Children,
Yes.
love and marriage, love and okay, and then that huge water fountain that's playing in the background there, that's Buckingham Fountain in Grant Park in downtown Chicago, and that right there on that corner is where Route 66 starts. And you can get on the pavement there and go all the way to Los Angeles.
Wait, route or route?
Well, I think I use both words.
Yeah, I say route.
Okay. I don't usually say Route 66. I usually say Route 60, but it doesn't matter. We know what we're talking about.
Exactly.
Through central Illinois, there are still several miles of the original highway. I want to say out in the countryside, but like in between towns, that the old Route 66 highway is still there. You can actually get in your car, get on your motorcycle, and drive on it. I mean, it's still there. In other places, it's now the same pavement. It's just now called 55, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But I mean, there are stretches where you can drive on. Like there's a stretch between Litchfield and Collinsville down towards St. Louis where it's like I think it's a 24 mile stretch where you can actually get out and drive on what was the original pavement of 66. I remember one time I was having lunch at the Cozy Dog, and I kept hearing this foreign language. And there were two couples. One was probably in their 40s. One was a much younger couple, maybe 10 years younger than them. And I kept hearing a few words that I thought I knew. So I said, "Spreche Sie Deutsch? Ich mag den Flieger Feigel." And they looked at me and they said, "No, not Deutsch. It's heute Gika." And I said, "Oh, Dutch. I don't speak any Dutch." Well, they were Dutch tourists whose vacation, they had planned their vacation for an entire year. And they had gone to Chicago, and there's some company, they were trying to explain to me that there's a company that does this, that rents Harley Davidsons. And you can take your Harley Davidson to as far as you want along Interstate 66. So they had literally blocked out 10 days, and they were going to take these Harleys that they had rented and drive from Chicago to Los Angeles and take 10 days to do it and sightsee along the way. And they tried to explain to me that the United States is so big that where they were from in Europe, that would be like going from one side of Europe all the way to the other. I mean, you know what I mean? It was like, if you did this in Europe, you would go through like 8 countries. There would be 8 different languages, but so they were all excited. So it was pretty cool to hear somebody excited to visit the United States. Like all of us would think, "Oh my God, what a long fucking drive. Why didn't I fly?" But to them, they were just excited as could be.
That's good.
And they informed me that my German was very rusty, but it was good enough that they could understand a few words of it. I said, well,
Oh man, I'm excited to see if my Mexican gets better when we go down there. My Spanish, I should say. My Spanish.
oh my God, my German is just terrible. Once upon a time, when I was fresh out of college, I was fairly fluent, but now, oh
Oh,
God, I'd be in big trouble.
I used to work at this hotel, and there were a whole bunch of Mexican. They cleaned all the rooms. The ladies cleaned all the rooms,
Oh
and
yeah,
my boss was a white guy too, and he could not speak any Spanish. Like for working with Mexicans every day and being their boss, he couldn't speak any Spanish. And I know Spanish because I
wow.
work at, like, I know the curse words, I know like food. So like
Right.
he was blown away. Like what's lettuce, what's onion, what's milk, what's cheese. He was just like flabbergasted that I know all this stuff. None of it was related to like what we were doing. And the ladies
Right.
were, even the ladies were like, "Oh, look at this gringo knows a little bit of Spanish." And I'm just like, "Yeah, I know a little bit, like enough to take your order, talk about. That's about it."
Well, there are a lot of Hispanics in Iowa. A lot. You would be surprised. You'd think Iowa is like lily white and there's nothing but white people here. That's not true. Des Moines has a substantial Hispanic population. In fact, our parish, there's probably, I don't know, maybe 3,000 people in our parish, and a third of them are Hispanic.
Man,
Now, they're not Mexican. They're not Mexican. They're from El Salvador and Honduras, and they get pissed off if you call them Mexicans.
yeah, you got to know
Exactly.
To them, Mexicans are dirty. They don't want to be associated with Mexico at all, and it offends them if they're called Mexican.
It's funny. Me and Roger, me and Jesse were talking about people up here in Portland earlier, and Portlanders like to act. They're all hip and woke and whatnot, but Portland is a very, very, and one of the whitest cities in America. Everybody likes to think Portland's this big woke city that's liberal and gentrified and all this nonsense. No, it's very white up here.
Well, there are, I wouldn't say that there are no African Americans in Des Moines, because that's not true, but they're probably only about 5 or 10%, and their numbers are matched now by the Hispanics. I mean, there are as many Hispanics in Des Moines as there are blacks. And for a while, there was a very large growing Hmong population, but that kind of petered out. And now those who are here are like going to be the only ones. There's no more coming, I guess you could say.
Yeah, on the account I'm on, I drive for, there's about maybe 44, 45 drivers, and maybe 5 are Hispanic, and maybe 10 are white. The rest are black. And, people say, oh, yeah, blah, blah, blah. Look, man, these guys get out here and bust their ass just like we do.
Right.
I mean, I showed up at 2:45 this morning, clocked in at 3, and guess what? There's 25 fucking drivers in the yard doing the same fucking thing I'm doing. They're out there making a living. They're trying to do their shit, get their shit done, and get back to the house, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They're trying to beat the traffic. Atlanta traffic's fucking horrible.
Oh.
I mean, 285, 75, 85, I-20 is fucking horrible. We try to get our shit done, I mean, because we don't get fucking paid to sit there.
Right.
And that's the thing. I mean, people want to sit here and, I've watched a lot of videos here lately, and a lot of these TikTok things on YouTube, and a lot of these bullshit videos. They want to talk about truck drivers and how they slowed up traffic and all that. You got to understand, gross vehicle weight is 80,000 pounds. Oversized loads 120,000 pounds. And then when a bitch, because we're taking 3 lanes of traffic up, I've been hauling military equipment for 3 fucking weeks now. And those motherfuckers hang off the goddamn trailer 5 fucking feet. I have to get around you.
Right.
That's what's really been pissing me off here lately. Is like, you get these motherfuckers that cut you off, and and want to run in front of you and try to brake check you and to get a paycheck.
Well, what I
and-
like to do, Jesse, is when I'm driving at night, when I get well clear out in front of, if I'm passing a truck and I see both his headlights in my mirrors, then I know I'm safe to get over. But I got to see them both. I won't cut over until I see both his lights.
Well, JJ, there's a lot of people out there that don't respect what we do because I'm going to say something right now. A lot of people's not going to like. JW, you'll respect it. I know Pizza Woman and David will too. You ain't going to get your gas. You're not going to get your diesel fuel. You're not going to get your cosmetic spray. You're not going to get your T-shirts. You're not going to get your tennis shoes you wear. Walmart. You ain't gonna get your TVs. You're not gonna get your socks. You ain't gonna get your T-shirts. And yes, a lot of it's from China, and that's just the way America works. Okay, if people don't fucking realize this, there's not gonna be factories in America making T-shirts and making shoes. It's not gonna fucking happen because America's too stupid. Because you know why? Because of fucking tax reasons. Because of money. You can send your work overseas and get this shit done. A pair of tennis shoes that cost $25 will cost $1.25 overseas.
Right.
Okay? And people don't realize that shit. Freight prices are through the fucking roof right now. I mean, it's absolutely through the roof right now. And that's why I went the owner operator situation. What I'm doing right now. I book my own freight. I book my own, I do my thing. And I will not take a certain amount. You know what I'm saying? Like I choose what I want to. So, a lot of people want to sit here and bitch and complain with slowing up traffic. You got to understand, man, when you hauling a 53-foot loaded trailer, that's 80,000 pounds. It's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? These trucks, these goddamn trucks don't run at 62, 65, 70 miles an hour. And these companies that govern these trucks are actually holding up traffic. That's what pisses me off. See, mine, I'm not governed. You know what I'm saying? Like mine, I'll run that bitch 9 miles an hour. You know what I'm saying? Because I chose that. But I'm safe doing it. You know what I'm saying? I know what to get to, when to get to, and when to get to. And I haul flatbed. And flatbed's where the money's at. You know what I'm saying? People need to realize there's not a lot of jobs out there that you can make your own schedule, be your own boss, book your own freight, you know what I'm saying, and make your own money. DJ Dave will tell you, I've talked to him. Shit, me and him's been fucking best friends about 3 weeks now, man. We talk all the fucking time. There's good freight out there to be booked. And if you're a good driver and you got a good record, you know what I'm saying, and you got a good broker freight, you can make damn good money. But the thing about it is, though, these sorry motherfuckers out here want to sit here and protest and do this and want to run their goddamn cock holster and want to sit here and I'm doing good for humanity. How about you get your goddamn CDL and drive a truck and make fucking $3,000-$4,000 a week? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm tired of. I'm tired of lazy motherfuckers out here. I'm tired of people wanting to give everything. Government, give me money. Give me. You know what? Fuck you. I've worked for every goddamn thing I've ever had. So did fucking David, and so did you, J-Dub. So that's what I'm fucking sick and tired of. I'm fucking sick and tired of motherfuckers out there saying, give me, and not working a goddamn day in their life. That's what I'm tired of. Raj, and that's what I think about that.
Indeed, Jesse.
I remember I knew a guy. We used to whenever you'd walk up to him and you'd see him, you acted like you were playing the air guitar because his name was really no shit. His name was Randy Rhodes, same as the famous guitarist for Ozzy. Randy was an independent trucker. He was owner operator like Jesse. And I remember that this is so long ago that the first Bush was president. So this was in the early 90s, right when I moved to Iowa. And I knew him because I just had struck up a conversation with him one day at the Flying J. And I just saw this guy standing there and he's wearing a Cubs hat. And anyway, long story short. So I run into him and he goes, "Hey, JW," he says, "I just got back from Los Angeles." And I said, "Well," he said, "that's the first time I've ever been on the West Coast." I said, "Well, what the hell did you have to do there?" Here was the deal. He got a reefer trailer, and the no shit, the United States government sent him to Montour, Iowa, which I'd never heard of. Apparently, it's this little town of about 500 people east of Des Moines. And he went there and he picked up 2 or 3, I can't remember what it was, pallets of steaks. Now, apparently, there's a restaurant in the Montour where it's one of those, you go in and you buy the steak, but then you grill it yourself. You ever been to one of those places? Where they're popular here in the Midwest, where there's a big like public grill, and you stand around and you buy your own steak.
Hey, Dave. Sorry, J-Dub. The old lady just got on. Say, Raj, I gotta go, guys. Like I said, I thank y'all for letting me. Maybe thanks for letting me come in here for a little bit, buddy.
Anytime.
I'm gonna finish this cigarette. and we're gonna go up here and hang out for a little bit because Jesus Christ, that's the first time I've seen you. What, in 2 weeks? Because we work opposite schedules. Hell, I mean, I go in at like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. Hell, I'm in the bed by 7. Yeah, she come on home early. I was like, damn, I'm glad to see you. Look at her. Oh, shit. You didn't grab her mixed drink. Uh-oh. All right, guys. All right, David,
All right.
thank you, brother. I appreciate you coming here for a little bit, buddy.
Brother.
I'll call you later, man. I'll call you sometime this week, man. We'll holler at you, buddy.
Okay, yep, call me anytime.
All right.
Raj.
See y'all. Have a good one. Yeah, Raj, people.
All right. Well, you boys or you guys and gals are welcome to hang around. I'm not doing nothing. I've only been in here for an hour, so is it time? No,
I haven't looked. Anybody in the comment section?
No. Peanut Butter Hero was commenting. Shannon Mitchell made a "Hey y'all," but I don't think anybody's been in there for a minute. So
I've seen Peanut Butter Hero, but I can't remember where at.
he mentioned
maybe
earlier he's moving from North Carolina to Vegas this year.
Wow, that's a hell of a move.
Yeah,
North Carolina to Vegas?
it's a jump and a half.
Well, I've never been to Vegas.
Neither have I.
Oh, okay. It says IB and BBD's chat. Uncle Lou. Okay, man, that's where I signed up for. Okay.
Yeah. What's up, Fatsy? You want to say hi to the people? Get your ugly face in there. Come on, where are you? Oh, shit. There you are. There's the doggo. There's the doggo. He's a good doggo. He's a good doggo. Sorry, the food's all gone. I ate it, buddy. Is this you telling me you want food now? It's only 4 o'clock. You don't get your food now. Get your food at 5 o'clock. Boop.
You want food? He wants food anytime he can get it, like my dog.
But he's on a diet. That's making him lose 5 pounds. So. He picked up a chip of glass this morning. We were walking and he started limping real bad. And I looked down at his paw and he's got blood coming out of his pad. So we finished our little potty break. And I get home and I check his paw out and he's got a little chip of glass in his pad. And I got it out and I called the vet and I said, he picked up glass. Is there anything I need to do or, disinfecting or wrapping it? She's like, just make sure the bleeding stops, and then that's about it. He's like, She's like, those heal really well on their own. I was like, okay.
So let's give a congratulations to Maddie Sims for creating a YouTube channel.
Maddie Sims created a YouTube channel. Man, I have been off here. It's not that I haven't missed y'all, but I just have enjoyed the not. I don't know if there's been any drama, but I'm sure there has been. Knowing YouTube, I just have enjoyed not dealing with it.
Maddie Sims made a channel or posted a video.
He made a
Oh.
video. I'm guessing to be a commenter, you have to have at least like a basic little channel. So I'm guessing he posted his first video. But I wasn't.
I don't. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to go and look, I guess. I'm not much of a YouTuber video watcher. I'm more of a join the shows, join the stream yards. The little 7 or 8 minute videos that people post, I don't generally watch those.
Oh man, the old school BVD ones are great. You'll have to go back and watch those. Those old Florida games. Oh, those are awesome. Where
I did see, I've seen BVD's cow tipping, and the one I like is where he's at the flea market and he slaps his cousin. That's pretty good.
Yeah, those, man. There's one.
And I should correct myself here because I will watch like game reactions. That like.
Oh, dude, you know what's crazy? You mentioned that
people react to a game or something.
I found this. She's foreign, and I can't remember what country she's from. I think she's in the UK somewhere or Australia, and she like there's a whole thing on there where she reacts to like college football, or like she reacted to.
Oh, is it the New Zealand girl?
I think she's New Zealand. Army Navy in 2017. She reacted to that when they're playing in the snow, and I was just like, this is neat to not only get like a girl's perspective, but a non-American girl. Like that was really interesting. But yeah, people's reaction to like big time games is always funny because people are weird. They enjoy pain, so they just like watching people being in misery. That's why BVD's videos are were so popular back in the day, because Tennessee was so bad.
And yeah. Now see, I didn't get into the community until 2019. So Bama beating Georgia for the national championship, Bama beating Georgia for the SEC title in 2018. Those were all after I came into the community, but I went back and watched Lou's, reaction to those, and I just loved watching him suffer.
Oh yeah, it's a glorious thing to watch Uncle Lou's team lose. It's the best.
Yeah. The guy just stood there with a can of gasoline, happily pouring it on the fire.
And it's really
roasting hell.
Man, Dobbs to who did he catch? Who caught that? I forget the name.
Oh, Dobbs to Jawan Jennings.
Dobbs to Jennings is really special because the whole time after Georgia scores, they got that break in between the kickoff and all that.
Right.
Time Lou's running around, grabbing Easton jerseys off the wall, putting them on, just talking shit, and then like 2 plays later, he's breaking his TV. Yeah. Oh my God, it's the greatest. Then of course, Bama Georgia for the title. They get that big sack. Take him out of field goal range, and they got the freshman in there in the very next play.
And you can't
say anything. You can't say anything. Dude got beat.
He's stunned into silence. He's just standing there, stunned like a duck hit over the head, in the words of Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah. The only thing.
No, I didn't mean duck. I didn't mean duck in an Oregon context. There was a famous quote from Lincoln. Lincoln said General Rosecrans at the Battle of Chattanooga was stunned like a duck hit over the head. And that's how Lou was. He was just like, just waddling around the room going, what happened?
That's the only thing that makes Lou shut up is his team losing. It's the only thing that makes man not talk.
Yeah. How can you let a man behind you?
Like Uncle Lou. I think Uncle Lou's good at what he does. He's good at pissing people off. That's what he does.
Right. Right, which makes it even more delicious when he gets his comeuppance.
Yes.
Right.
Because I'll be honest, when Georgia gets a big win over whoever, I'll watch a little Uncle Lou, but not a lot. But if Georgia loses, I am hitting that refresh button on YouTube. Where's the Lou video? Where is it? But man, what's great is if Georgia's leading at halftime and Uncle Lou talks all that mess and then they lose the game. Mwah! Chef's kiss. 10 out of 10. Would watch again. Oh yeah, it's just it's very delicious. All the pain that we feel, and God, that's almost morbid in a way. But if as a sports fan, only sports fans realize it. Like, it's fun. It's fun.
Oh my God, when we lost to LSU and to Satan last year and went 11-2. I mean, the minute
you fucking damn fans. God bless.
The minute I appeared in a chat, I mean, I wasn't in a chat 30 seconds. Most of the time I couldn't even comment because as soon as my name appeared and people knew I was there, boom, here come everybody like a black hole, like coming in at light speed to attack me,
So you lost to LSU, the national champions, who, if you're going to lose a game, that's the game to fucking lose to. And then who'd you lose to else? You went 11-2. Who else did you lose to?
We lost to Satan in hell with 5 starters out for injury. So we had 17 of our 22 starters, and we lost at Auburn.
Man.
So we lost by 5 at home to LSU in a 3-turnover game. The only 3-turnover game we had in 4 years, I think. It'd been 4 years since we'd had more than three or more turnovers in a game. So that happens, and we lose by 5. And then we go down to Auburn and lose, I think, by, I can't remember. It was a score.
I can't believe they fired Gus Malzahn. I cannot. I still cannot believe they fired that man. And then who they hired? They hired Brian Harsin. God, man, that's just dumb. That's just dumb. And then what happens there? Look at this domino effect. Okay, Auburn firing their head coach. Obviously, you're going to call Mario. They called Mario, or they didn't. I don't know. Auburn is probably trying to save face and say they didn't, blah, blah, whatever. So Mario stays put. Then you hire Boise State's head coach. Well, lo and behold, our defensive coordinator was a player and coached as defensive coordinator of Boise State when he got hired here. So he leaves for that gig. So we got to hire a new defensive coordinator. We hire Cal's defensive coordinator, Tim DeRuyter, to come up here and coach our defense. Well, Cal is now looking for a new defensive coordinator. They basically promote Wilcox, or not Wilcox. I forget who that's their head coach. I forget who their full-time DC is. This guy was co-defensive coordinator at Cal. Anyway, so they hire our safeties coach to coach their linebackers, which I wasn't too. I didn't quite understand that hire. This guy is Keith Hayward. He was passed over twice for the defensive coordinator job here, so he was a little bit pissed. So he left probably for less money. He was co-defensive coordinator here, making $600,000 a year, making good money in the Pac-12, and he probably took a pay cut. In fact, I know he took a pay cut and went coach linebackers to go to coach at Cal. So look at that little domino effect. How a job all the way in Auburn, then you hire somebody from Boise State, affects Oregon and Cal months after the hire is already done. Isn't that weird? Just because you guys hired Harsin or Auburn hired Harsin.
There's really no level of suffering that will be sufficient for me to inflict upon Auburn. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
I think we've
if
heard the last of Auburn for a while. I don't think
yeah,
unless Harsin just gets down there, and I don't know how rich Auburn is. I don't. Unless Harsin just gets down there and tears up Southern recruiting, and I mean, not out of the realm of possibility, but also like I would be shocked. So we'll see. I just think we've heard the last of Auburn for a while. But
I think I'm gonna agree with you, David.
thank you, Pizza Woman. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Fats. You're an ugly dog. I'm just kidding. You're very pretty. Got to keep you somewhat. What's the word I'm looking for? Like you're good looking. That's why you're such a ham. Got to keep you level headed. Humble. That's the word I'm looking for. Humble.
And by the way, who the hell is Pinecone?
Pinecone. I don't know. Is there a pine cone? There's no pine cone in the chat.
it's somebody that floats around Lou and Alonzo or whatever. It's
I don't have any pine cone in my chat.
yeah,
Nope.
I think it's Hurricane T2Y or something like that. I don't know. I don't pay attention to that shit.
Yeah,
Right.
that's the one, J-Dub.
It's a Lou thing, so I ignore it.
Everybody get their taxes done yet?
Not me. I'm waiting.
Same here.
I got mine done. I got 949 back from the feds, and I had to pay the state $437. So I profited $512 this year.
I just hope we have as quick a return to whatever the hell normal was as possible.
Same.
I don't think that's going to happen, especially with the president we got now.
I know.
They're going to keep this shit.
Well, yes. I mean, with that in mind, yes.
They're going to keep this shit going as long as they possibly can. So. Are things bad in Arizona, or are things pretty normal?
I guess you can say it's a little normal, but not really.
Yeah, that's about here. It's about the same. It's like it's normal for a COVID year. Like you can go into shops and you could sit outside even though nobody wants to because it's fucking wet as fuck. I was gonna go to the park, but it is wetter than all get out this today. I mean, today and tomorrow. Let's look. I mean, God bless. Wednesday is supposed to actually dry up now. So yeah, it's literally been raining all day. It's gonna rain all day tomorrow too. Yep, sure shit. It's gonna rain all day tomorrow. Fuck. Yeah. Almost an inch of rain today. Probably almost an inch of rain tomorrow. Meanwhile, in Phoenix, where I'll be living in a month and a half, 72 degrees, humidity of only 22%. What the fuck, man? You want to guess? Can you guys guess our humidity here in Portland? Our temperature right now is 40 something, 43. Let me see. Go back. Oh, our temperature is 50, but what's our humidity? Oh, what's up, D4? I'm surprised Jeff hasn't guessed our humidity yet.
Oh, I don't know. It's high, I bet.
87% humidity.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's high. I can't wait to get to Phoenix, man. Like, yeah, 72 is great, but that humidity is only 22%. Before, there's the link if you want to come in here, sir. Long time no see. Oh man, dude, I was talking to my buddy. He's like, David, he's like, yeah, it's hot down there, but like their 100 degrees is like our 70. And I'm like, nah. He's like, dude, it's all humidity here. That's our heat. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, bro, it's completely different. I'm so excited. What's that line from When Harry Met Sally? He's like, I love that you get cold when it's 71 degrees outside. I'm like, that's gonna be me.
It's been in the mid-30s here, so it's been
Yeah.
It's been a wet mess because we had a foot of snow last week, so it's all melting off and making slush and sludge and
the worst. I was talking to my
ugly
friend,
everywhere. Yeah.
I was talking to my friend in Boston, or she's in Massachusetts. I don't know if she's in Boston. She's in Massachusetts. They're supposed to get a foot of snow today. She's like, "Did you get any snow?" And I'm like, I mean, no, but maybe our hills did." And she's like, "We're supposed to get a foot of snow." I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah, yesterday was my mother's 79th birthday, and she lives with my brother in Providence, Rhode Island, with him and his family. And I called her for her birthday, and they had got like 5 or 6 inches of snow, and we're supposed to get another 5 or 6.
Mm. Lord bless America. No, thank you. No, thank you. I like snow. I do. I really like snow a lot. I like playing in
I
it.
know I hate.
I think the dog likes playing in it. We've only had a couple snow here a couple times since I've had him, but I mean that's like at some point you got to be like, turn it off. Like we're done. We have enough. We're full. No.
Yeah, it's fine for recreational and for beautification purposes, but for travel and having to deal with it, no.
Agreed.
I mean, I'm 6'3", 6'4". When I'm taking my garbage out to the dumpster on the alley, and there are wind blown, and now it doesn't fall this much. It's got to be blown by the wind, but there's a wind drift by my dumpster that's at my mid thigh. That's too much snow. And there's one little spot where the wind comes right down through the down the alley through the backyards, and it'll always drift right there in the same spot every year, and it drifts up right in front of the dumpsters, and it can get pretty high. And last weekend it was close to my waist, with the wind blowing it up there. But through most of the yard, it was at, I don't know, mid calf. So it was about a foot and a half. Which I have a beagle, so Cola kind of swims in it. He jumps out and he kind of disappears. I have to shovel off the deck and get a little place for him to go. But he's got a water resilient coat, so
Beagles
he
are
loves
great.
it.
I
Yep.
would if I ever when I get a house, I should say, not if I ever when I get a house, I wouldn't mind having a beagle or a dachshund, something small to go with my moose of a dog. Now, Fats, you're a moose. You're a horse. You're a tank.
It's all new smells, and so I mean, beagles are smell hounds. So whenever there's snow, it gives
Yeah.
him, all sorts of things. But snow also knocks down a lot of it, so he'll get bored right away. I mean, he's outside and he's going crazy for about 10 minutes, and then that's it. I want it back in.
What I love about snow is it absorbs all the sound and it just makes it so quiet.
Oh yes.
That's what I love the most about snow. Like if rain did that, if rain quieted the stuff down as much as snow did, I would like rain a little bit more. But A, snow is pretty to look at, and B, it's just so flippin' quiet when there's like an inch of snow on the ground. It's just like, whoa. Plus, I don't know if you guys get this. You can like smell the snow. I know it's just like the feeling of cold going up your nostrils, but it's almost like the snow has a smell. Does anybody else feel that way?
Well, I haven't really paid attention.
Oh man,
Same.
it's weird to me. It's like, yeah. It's like in that scene in Titanic when the guy's like, I can smell ice, which is
Right.
basically, it's like basically what snow is. It's little tiny ice crystals.
Right.
So he's like, I'm like, I can smell ice.
By the way, J-Dub, were you in the stream on Chess's channel where we were talking about all of our Lewisms?
When was this?
I think it was Saturday night.
And they were talking about like Louisms. Is that what you said?
Yes.
I don't necessarily remember that. I mean, people have done that several times, made comments about. I don't remember if I was in there at that moment or not.
Okay, then. Well, I think someone started something in the comments, and then somebody on the panel, started talking about it, and we all gave our own Lewisms, and I think the chat did the same thing.
Oh, you mean like things he says all the time, like "good morning" and that?
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah,
Only
I'm not going to repeat him because I'm not going to. That's what he wants. I'm not going to honor him.
Oh.
I mean, he wants people to say, hot doo doo, and who the hell is Pinecone? I mean, he says these things and then he wants people to repeat them, and it makes him feel good because he's like, listen, everybody's copying me. Well, yeah, fuck you, Lou. I'm not doing it.
I remember one time when you were on the morning show, and this was before, I think this whole community really started to evolve, and you went on and he made fun of your ringback tone.
Yeah, that's probably true because I was a guest on the morning show. I was a guest host, I think, last February. And then I think I was a guest again right before the football season started. And then that's it. I've watched the morning show and I've been a commentator, but as far as on the show, it would have been last February and then I think in August. And he did call me and make fun of the fact that I have a ringtone on my phone.
Yeah, that's the one I remember because that's how I knew you even existed, because of that.
I'm like, doesn't everybody have a ringtone? I was like, what's wrong with having a ringtone?
I think he meant a ring back tone.
Right. what the caller hears when it's like, please listen to this while I try to reach the gal.
Yeah, and wasn't it your ringback tone the Iowa State fight song or something?
No, it was Yay, Alabama.
That's what it was? I thought it was something else.
It was probably Yay, Alabama or Roll Tide. I've never used Iowa State for anything.
Huh. I think it was in the first one you were on, so that would be last February. I might have to look at it again.
Right, but well, I don't know. I'm not sure what it was, but I guarantee you it wasn't the Iowa State fight song. I guarantee you it wasn't. Mr. DJ David got to hear the Iowa State fight song quite a bit.
Yeah. Jeff, thankfully, I don't remember very much of it because I was so goddamn intoxicated that I don't remember.
You were fairly looped, yes.
Yes, fairly looped is the understatement of the year, sir.
Geez, I'd have to think. I don't even know what the hell my ringtone. It was either it would have been something Bama. It would not have been Iowa State, not under any circumstances. On my Facebook page the other day, I posted some Illinois stuff and Illinois fight song, I think, mainly because they beat Iowa in men's basketball Friday night, and I hate the Hawkeyes, and I'm from Illinois, so that was a good way to taunt some of the asshole Hawkeye fans that I have to deal with here. So that part was fun.
Gosh, I hope we beat them in hoops this week. We even beat Michigan State yesterday, so that's good news.
Yeah, I don't like Tom Izzo at all.
Same! Worst coach ever.
Why? Why are you guys hating on the Iz?
He's cocky.
I mean, he's kind of earned it.
He's disrespectful to everyone he meets and interacts with. Now, if you go look at a comment from Tuesday Night Madness last week on Bluegrass's channel, it will list the top 5 coaches in college basketball I can't stand, and maybe some additional ones. And he's on that list.
I don't follow Bluegrass.
Do you not like his content or something, J-Dub?
I don't like him.
Because he's a Kentucky fan.
No, because he shot his mouth off about Alabama, and then when Bama beat him 85-65 in Rupp Arena, he disappeared for 5 days. And then when Alabama beat him 70-59 in Tuscaloosa, he disappeared for 5 days. So if you can't stand up and take your medicine, you lose your respect in my world. So I don't want anything to do with him. Same thing with that prick Oni Kuno. After Bama beat the shit out of Kyler Murray in the semifinals in 2018, all of a sudden he disappeared. You couldn't find him for 3 months. After he spent a month talking trash, then he disappeared for 3 months. Well, you know what? I show up when my team loses, and if you can't show up when yours does, then you don't get any respect out of from J-Dub. So Bluegrass Sports Media, on Akuno, I got no respect for them.
Well, I can't believe I'm saying this, but I have no respect for Sleeta and Unk. Screw them both.
Oh,
No, I don't have any respect for Sleeta. And I also, by the way, this goes for Bama fans too. Bama Marine, I can't stand Bama Marine. Bama Marine drives me fucking crazy.
why? What's wrong with Bama Marine? He's one of the
I
nicest
haven't
guys.
seen him in
arrogant.
a stream lately.
He's arrogant. He's boastful. And when something bad happens for Bama, he isn't there to help bail the rest of us out. He disappears.
He's hardly around when y'all win.
Oh, I went to the. I had to park my $40,000 boat and drive my $40,000 car and buy and sit in my $1,000 seat, and I'm great and I'm wonderful and I'm rich and I'm better than all of you, and I don't miss any games and I go to all these games and blah blah blah. Shut the fuck up.
I guess I can see why you think he's too full of himself.
Look, I get paid to do Division I football. I've seen more FBS football than Bama Marine can dream about seeing. Well, I go to a game about every other week. Well, yeah, guess what? So do I. And I've been doing it since 1990. So it's just, I mean, I'm not saying that that everybody has to feel that way. I mean, some people like him. That's fine. I'm not trying to convince somebody otherwise. I'm just saying that's just my take. There's all sorts of people that can't stand J Dub. I get it. You know, we're not everybody's cup of tea. People are going to not like each other. It's just that's the way of the world.
Yeah.
I don't go out of my way to try to offend people, but if I do, I do. I'm not gonna not be me because I'm worried about your feelings. Oh, tough shit. Who the hell are you? Just somebody I met on the internet? I mean, no offense. I'm not changing my life to because somebody else's feelings got hurt. Too bad. Like Jesse. Jesse absolutely hates Matty Sims. Hates him. I don't know why. He just does. He's just Maddie's just in Jesse's world. Maddie's just one of those people. I'm like, I like Maddie. I like Jesse. Okay, they don't get along. That's how the world works. Unk. A lot of people like Unk. A lot of people don't. I think Unk is one of those people who is probably, and again, this is just me saying this. I don't have any way of proving it. Unk is probably one of those people who have more people who don't like him than who do like him.
Well, he just stirs crap up and it just turns into a whole misunderstanding and he just doesn't really take much credit for it.
Well, that's what he does. He's a shit stirrer.
Yeah.
Exactly.
He's a much poorer version of Uncle Lou.
Yes.
And the fact that I was in here one night, this is about a month or so, maybe even longer than that, a month or so ago, where he was talking shit about Uncle Lou and about how he ain't this, he ain't that, blah blah blah, and da da da. I was like, dude, you're jealous. Like you're mad that Uncle Lou makes money.
Oh, he has Uncle Lou penis envy out the yang. I mean, it's so obvious.
Definitely. And there's one more thing I'd like to add. Rise Up ATL, biggest bandwagoner fan there is out there.
I know who that is, but I'm not generally around. I don't see him. I mean, I do see him in streams, but other people see him more often than I do because I hear them talk about him a lot more than I. So he must be in streams I'm not in, but I know who you're talking about.
I cannot believe I'm saying this, but you should be ashamed for him to be part of your fan base.
I mean, Rise Up is now saying that he's a Bama fan. I thought he was a Georgia fan.
No.
Oh God. Well, we don't want him.
We don't want him. Dude, I'm pissed that Sleeta has the same name as me. That irritates me.
That is true.
That bugs the shit out of me. I'm like, you give David's a bad name.
Well, I don't have anything to do with Sleeta. He's just
Oh God.
I don't have I don't interact with him. I don't watch his shit ever.
So,
when he comes into a stream, I leave. Yeah, I don't. I just, as far as I'm concerned, I'd like to see him not exist.
Agreed.
It's so bad. And it's only 4:30 here. That's a good day.
Yeah, it's 6:30 here. I'm going to have to dip out because I've got something I've got to do at 7, and I need to get something to eat before then. So,
All right.
I
Okay.
appreciate you having me in, David. It's good talking to you, P-Dub.
Good talking to you too, Webster.
Are you out of here too, P-Dub?
Maybe a couple more minutes and then I do gotta get going.
Okay. So you said you live in Central Arizona?
Yes.
Nice. Yeah, my mom's from Yuma, and she's still got a sister, Burl, lives there. Aunt Burl. And then I got another aunt lives in, I thought Glendale. I could be wrong. But so I've got two aunts in Arizona. I'm looking forward to seeing more when I go down there. But my mom, I wanted her to come with us. I wanted her to move down there with us. But she's just like, I could not do the heat anymore. And I'm like, okay, that's your choice. She wants to get a house on a lake anyway. She wants to sell. She lives on, what does she have now? She has 7.5 acres over there out of town. And she wants to sell all that in the next couple of years and move to a lake. So I'm happy for her.
Wow. I've only been to Yuma one time, but I haven't actually set foot in it. I've only drove past it in a car.
She went to Yuma High School and everything. She went. I thought there was a story of how they got their name about something like they had to. The high school had to be in the jail because they were remodeling the school or something like that because they're the Yuma criminals. And I think there was a story behind
right.
They had to have school in the jail for a certain period of time. So that's how they got their name. And on her, I forget what year anniversary it was, but the sisters all made shirts that said "Criminals for Life" because they all went to that same. All the Arizona girls went to that same high school. Because the way my mom's family works is half the kids were born in Springfield. It's weird. Jeff was mentioning Springfield earlier. We just found out that that he was born in the same town as half of my mom's family. So half the kids were born in Illinois, and then the family uprooted and moved to Yuma, and then half the kids were born there, and then when the parents retired, they moved back to Springfield, and then now that's where my mom's brother, her only brother, lives. Him and his wife live in a house that the parents had there in Springfield when they retired.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And I don't know what's going to happen because they're both. See, Don's born the same year Dad was born. So I was 42, so Dad would have been. Dad was 69 in 2011, so so he would have been 79 this year. So Don's 79, so they're almost he's almost 80. I don't know how much younger his wife is than him. So he's getting up there, so I don't know what's going to happen in the house when he goes. I don't know if he'll give it to his daughter. But it'll probably stay in the family some way. I doubt unless he donates to the shrine, he might donate it to the church. He's a I don't know if he's a Mason or if he's an actual Shriner. I can't remember. So he might donate it to the Shriners.
Well,
But
there was one thing I did want to tell you before I go, is that, have you heard of the Devil's Highway?
The Devil's Highway?
It's a book about the whole immigration process back in the late 90s.
Oh, yeah?
And all that stuff that happened in Yuma. Really good book. You should read it if you have some time, or find it.
She wasn't living in Yuma in the 90s. She was already here in Oregon. She's lived in Oregon since 81. But she'd probably still be interested in it.
Really good book. I read it in my junior year of high school.
In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if she owns it, if it has to do with Yuma. My mom loves history, stuff like that. So I'll ask my mom about it. Thanks. And if
anytime.
If she doesn't know it, I'll buy it for her for like Christmas or her birthday, and then she'll have something to read about Yuma. She's so mad I'm going. Like, she was over at my house like a couple months ago. She was staying a week here. Her and her boyfriend were fighting, and she was staying here. And she's just like, oh, when I get home, I'll have to, get everything, because I still have stuff that's technically over at her house. It's like there's a dresser she wants to give me, and I'm like, Mom, I'm moving in like 4 months. Like, why am I going to take something that I'm just going to have to give back to you or sell? She's like, oh, yeah, you're right. I'm like, yeah. So she's like, I put out my head that you're going. And I'm like, I'm literally like a plane ride away. Like, I'm a nonstop flight away. Stop. She's like, I know, but you're not 40 minutes away. I'm like, that's true. 20 hours.
Okay, I'm going to head out. Thanks for having me on. Hope you have a great rest of your night.
You too. You are always welcome.
You're careful with everything you're doing.
Yeah, I will.
There are some crazy individuals out there.
Oh yeah, you didn't hear the knife story earlier. I had to pull my 10-inch Bowie knife on somebody earlier in the week.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it was a fun time.
Okay, well, I will see you later. And thanks for having me on.
Anytime.
You too.
Well, it's going to wrap up the stream tonight. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Hope y'all enjoyed it. As always, Go Ducks. Like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends. We'll be dropping a Quack Talks podcast. It'll be recorded tomorrow. We'll come out Wednesday morning. All your National Signing Day news and notes. But as always, guys, thank you all again, and Go Ducks.